think it's an incredibly valuable and rich subject for everybody to study, whether you want to go on to read music, of course, or humanities like history or English, but also in something totally different, or apparently totally different, in subjects such as medicine or natural sciences.
Welcome to the Music Department at Newstead Woods School. It's an ideal environment for studying music, for which we follow the Edexcel specification at A-level. We are housed in our own purpose-built, well-equipped music block with a large classroom suitable for performances, as well as a computer suite and 8 good-sized music practice rooms. After studying at Newstead, previous students have gone on to read music at some of the country's best universities and music conservatoires. In addition, the transferable skills gained in music have allowed students to stand out when applying for other subjects, including maths and psychology. The course is designed to extend out of the skills of performing, composing and appraising music, which you are likely to be familiar with from GCSE. For Component 1, you will work with the support of your teachers to prepare an 8-minute recital. You will perform throughout the course in preparation for a final recital in Year 13. Just like at GCSE, you can choose your own music to play, and our entry requirements state that you should be at least grade 5 on your first instrument prior to A-level study. As part of Component 2, you have an opportunity to develop your composing skills in a number of styles, leading to a submission of 2 pieces. For the first piece, you have the freedom to compose in any style, and for the second composition, you will choose from a list of briefs assessing compositional technique. Throughout the course, you will also develop skills using music technology, using notation software such as Sibelius, as well as various digital audio workstations. Finally, in the appraising component, you will learn to analyse and engage on a deeper level with some of the most exciting and interesting music ever written. This includes studying vocal music, instrumental music, music for film, popular music and jazz, fusions and new directions. As part of the course, we also run a number of trips throughout the 2 years to concerts, shows and lectures in London.
I ended up getting A star AA in my A-levels, with the A star being in music, and then I went on to read music at Cambridge at Murray Edwards College. It was obviously a subject I was very passionate about, and I know that whilst I was there at Newstead, there were lots of people that were passionate about music, as wonderful performers, for example. It was always nice knowing that you were enjoying what you're doing because you care about it so much. And because you care, it's this kind of positive cycle where you're caring and therefore you're doing better, and therefore you're doing better. Because you're doing better, you're really enjoying it. So that was one thing that I really enjoyed about studying music.
I really enjoyed my music lessons, or my music A-level lessons, because they would be completely different every single day. Every day there would be a massive variety, but also it would allow me to be creative and have that creative aspect of my brain still working.
You're almost always going to be guaranteed a small class size with music, but the small class size means that you can have much more personalised teaching, and it can be tailored to you and your progression through the course and the syllabus, and it therefore gives you a very kind of private school experience whilst being in a obviously state grammar school, and I think what's not to like about that, you can't get that level of provision in other subjects just simply because they're too big, whereas you know that everything that you do is kind of being monitored all the time, in the best way possible. So you're basically guaranteed time and effort, and ultimately hopefully better results.
Another reason Music A-level is super important or super helpful is because a lot of university life is based around essays. And so music sort of teaches you how to write essays that are really succinct, really informative, really information-based, and ones that are applicable to any sort of subject. It teaches you that style quite early on, so then you can take it on to university.
It looks really good on applications. It kind of makes you stand out from the crowd. Everybody's going to have biology, maybe psychology A-level, and if you're doing sciences or medicine, you're going to have chemistry and physics and maths. And that's a bit of a no-brainer. Of course, you have to have that. But if you're looking for a kind of additional fourth A-level or something contrasting, it's really going to make you stand out and show that you're not just a kind of generic robot that's being formed by the academic process, but that you also have other interests and you're very capable in other areas.
It's a really good subject to take alongside any other subject. So it really enhances your essay writing skills for essay-based subjects like history, English, or languages maybe. It's a really good subject to go alongside STEM subjects because it allows you to be creative and keep that creative part of your day intact.
Obviously, it demonstrates these kind of transferable skills that you might have heard of, like teamwork when you're working in ensembles, but also just think about how many years of dedication it takes to practice to be able to become as good a performer as you are by A-level. If you're kind of grade 6, 7, 8, that's got to have taken years worth of work, and there's not really another discipline in which you can really demonstrate that you've independently been working for hours and hours and hours on this very, very specific niche skill. And so kind of to both employers and universities, you already look like a stronger candidate. And I think that's really cool. I think that's really interesting. I think that's really great. So as I said, obviously as a music student, that's an obvious I had to do music A-level. But if you know that you don't want to study music, but you're thinking, how can I stand out from the crowd? Music is a really great option and a great way to do that.
How you do that trick, the one that makes me scream, she said, the one that makes me laugh, she said, and threw her arms around.
So we offer many different opportunities for you to develop your skills and get involved in whatever type of music that you are interested in. Some examples of these clubs would be Folk Club, Fox CC, the Orchestra, Rock Club and Gospel Choir. This list is not at all exhaustive. You can start a club in whatever type of music that you want to play. There are many other opportunities to perform within the music department. Every year the school puts on a musical which receives much acclaim not only from the school community but from the outside world as well. As part of the band, which lets you to know other musicians as well as becoming more technically proficient in your chosen instrument. And the second, up on the stage, where you can develop your vocal skills. I personally took part in the musical last year as a guitarist in the band, and I can genuinely say it was one of the best experiences at Newstead so far.
Music is always like a nice little tight community of people, which is another reason why it ends up being so fun, is because you really do feel like you're like a little family.
Hope that gives you something to think about, and enjoy the rest of your time at Newstead.